Hello, everyone. I am Chester44, also known as Fly, as some of you may have noticed, and welcome to another random vlog of randomness. Only one or two things to mention here today. First, kind of an important thing to mention. Sorry about that. The stream that I normally do on the weekend, this weekend, not going to be happening. Don't worry, it's nothing bad, but a friend of mine who I've known for a very long time is coming out to visit me for a couple of days. And since they're showing up on Saturday, I'm just going to say no streams this weekend, no recordings this weekend. So go ahead and watch someone else for a little bit. I know a few people watch me anyway, so what does it matter? But regardless, that's not the point. Point is, no streams this weekend. Next weekend, there should be. Now then, as to the other thing that I have to talk about, well, in a very simple matter, I believe I'm almost done with Baldur's Gate 2 and the expansion, Throne of Bhaal. So I need to start figuring out what I'm going to do next. And if any of you happen to have suggestions, I'd be glad to hear them. So feel free to mention them in the comments below. However, before you start saying some of the things that I've heard several times or things that I have already considered, how about I just go through the various plans and ideas I have for what I'm going to be doing in the near future? I think that sounds a fair idea. So, with that said, and by close to done, I mean, I think maybe one or two recording sessions and I'll be finished with Throne of Bhaal. And just to get this clear, I am not going to be doing the Black Pits 2, or the first Black Pits, because, well, they're basically combat arena kind of things, by my understanding. So I'm just going to skip those parts. We got through the story, we got through Baldur's Gate. Now then, let me go through listing all the various games that I currently have considered or thought about, and explain why I am or am not going to be doing them. This should hopefully save a little bit of comments on people suggesting them. And I apologize for the glitches that happened there. I don't know why it happens, it happens. Maybe it's, I don't know, the Windows reflecting thing. It's the tracking. Ignore it. Anyway, the various games, and I'll put some sort of image beforehand just for the sake of, I don't know, a little bit of editing detail. Here are the games.
Baldurs Gate 3.
Okay, this one is obviously, clearly, one of the top things that anyone would suggest. Baldur's Gate 3. After all, I completed Baldur's Gate 1, I got Baldur's Gate 2. That's done. Why not move on to Baldur's Gate 3? Very simple answer, it's not done yet. It is still in early access, and I don't really want to start an early access game that doesn't have all its content yet, that doesn't have the entire story yet, or all of the entire story available. I'll do Baldur's Gate 3 when it's done, and not before, because I want to make sure I do the whole thing when it's ready, when it's done. So, Baldur's Gate 3, a ways down the line, not in the immediate future. Save that for later on. So there's your explanation of why I won't be continuing with the soon-to-be trilogy.
Icewind Dale.
Now, Icewind Dale, I'm sure several people would suggest. It is one of the games that people tend to hold up alongside Baldur's Gate. It came out around the same time, I believe. It's one of the classic CRPGs. Why not do that one? Well, I did a bit of looking into it, and I think I may pass on this one, for a similar reason as I'm passing on the Black Pits expansions. From what little I read, unlike Baldur's Gate, which is a mixture of story and combat, and Planescape Torment, which is all story, Icewind Dale has a heavy emphasis on the combat. And anyone who's watched me for a while knows that I am not a build crafter. I don't make the most ideal builds. I'm not the kind to go into a game wanting to do the combat side. I go in for the story side. So if we have a game that focuses more on the combat with not very much story, I feel like it's not going to be that interesting. And if it has more of a focus on just grinding through monsters and levels and dungeons and that sort of stuff, it might not be as interesting. So please correct me if I'm wrong about this. If I am, I may consider it more. But if it is really more of a dungeon grind, kill monsters, make a big party, and just kill things kind of thing with a much lower emphasis on story, then I'm probably going to pass that, I'm afraid. Sorry.
Planescape Torment.
And speaking of Planescape, I'm sure you're going to want to ask, do Planescape Torment. It is the third of the three that are so well known, so well respected from back then. Oh my God, Planescape Torment is the best. Well, I did try and play it myself on my own a while ago. Years and years ago. And truth be told, when I played it, I honestly found myself a little more frustrated with it than anything else. I think it's mainly the completionist in me who wants to make sure I get every single option done, do every quest, complete every option, get all the roles and such done right. And I just found myself frustrated with it, and I just didn't want to deal with the whole thing. Not to mention, by my understanding, it does have a focus on the whole idea with death being a key part of it. You dying does actually play into the plot and does factor into things. And those of you who have watched my games know that I don't really like dying and reload a lot when I die. Something tells me that doing that in Planescape Torment, even though it's kind of what I do because I hate having the deaths in there, is both going to defeat the purpose and annoy people who are watching. So because of those reasons, I'm probably going to skip Planescape Torment. Stop doing that. So much as I know people would really want to do that, I'm sorry. I'm going to say no to the Planescape Torment.
Weird West.
All right, Weird West is a new one. Some might consider it a flavor of the month kind of thing, but this game came out recently. A CRPG that takes place in the Wild West, but a fantasy-style Wild West with, I don't know, werewolves and magic and all that kind of stuff. Might I do that? I'm on the fence about it. On the one hand, the completely unique idea for it and unique setting for it. I mean, I've never seen a CRPG that is in the Wild West setting. That's something unique. You don't really see it. On the other hand, I'm not really a fan of the Wild West type of setting. It's not really my kind of thing, and I don't care for it too much. I'm not saying no. I'm just saying, I don't know. It's not like pulling me towards it, and I'm not overly interested. Plus, some of the things I heard about how it works, I watched one guy do a review of it, and some of the things he said about the way it played, I just ended up hearing that and going, "Ooh, I don't really like that." They sounded kind of frustrating. So I'm kind of leaning towards no. It's not a complete no, but I'm leaning towards no. Plus, again, it is one of the flavor of the months. If I did it, it would probably mainly be to potentially get people interested. And even then, it came out a couple of weeks ago already, so I missed that boat. So would I? Like I said, I don't know. It's not pulling me to it and not interesting me. Probably not. If anyone has any opinions, tell me.
Divinity Original Sin.
No.
Pillars of Eternity.
Now this one is actually a bit interesting. See, I did actually play Pillars of Eternity, both the first and the second, on my own a while ago, long while ago. So I already know how the story goes and all those kinds of beats. Hasn't always stopped me before, but I do know those things. And when I played them, they actually weren't bad. I don't know if I call them great, but they weren't bad. So even though I'd be replaying them, I'll put that on a maybe. If I don't really have any other ideas, it's something I could throw out there and maybe do. That said, the two games are probably going to take a long time to complete because I remember them taking a long time to complete. So, maybe it's a thought. It's a consideration. Plus, I think it's by the same guys who did Tyranny, if I remember right, and I did enjoy Tyranny. So it's a maybe. I could be wrong about the Tyranny thing, but yes, it's a maybe for that one.
Pathfinder Kingmaker.
Pathfinder Kingmaker. Ah, this one was a big one from some years ago. Many people loved it. Many people enjoyed it, despite many glitches and other things. Why don't I do that one? I've considered it. I did play it many years ago, around when it came out, and it took me a long time to get through most of it. I didn't quite beat it. I made it to the last dungeon, and then frustration from having to deal with things in a way in the dungeon, constant dying, and just being so tired of the game and just done with it by that point made me decide to just turn away and say no. And I didn't quite finish it. It's interesting in its own way. I did actually randomly decide to try playing through it again earlier, but after I got through like the intro part and started up with the kingdom management side, I just got tired and went, I don't feel this. I don't want to keep going. So while it's a consideration, I'm really leaning towards no. It frustrated me a lot. Plus, the fact that I did often do reloads a lot, especially with the kingdom management side, because again, I wanted to make sure I didn't constantly lose the DC rolls and all that sort of stuff, which I also did with skill checks. I'm really kind of leaning towards no for it, I'm afraid. So Kingmaker is gonna be a no.
Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous.
That's Kingmaker, but Wrath of the Righteous, the sequel that came out last September, that I enjoyed very much. I actually did fully beat the game a month ago? Maybe a little longer, but I did beat it a little while ago, and I did enjoy it. I enjoyed it so much that even after I went to Kingmaker and went, I am just not feeling this, I went right back to Path of the Righteous because it has so much replayability with different options in it, different play styles, different choices. That interested me a lot. So I started playing that again, and I have a new playthrough going through that. Could I do it for the channel? That's an interesting idea. Maybe. Maybe. It's a thought. I'm not sold on it fully yet, especially because, again, this is my second playthrough now. I might want to save it for some time later on, after I've gone a period of time without playing it. It could be interesting. At the same time, it is also a very long game. We're talking 90, we're talking 80, 90, over 100 hours. I don't even remember how long I took, but it was a long time. And that was admittedly, again, with constant reloads in order to not fail rolls and all that sort of stuff. But it's a consideration.
Wilderness.
This is one that I actually considered a while ago. Seeing a few people play it and a few people go through it, I was kind of on the fence with it. On the one hand, you know me, I like stories, and it's kind of a more pre-gen thing where it builds the story with the characters and everything. But on the other hand, it could potentially be interesting. I've debated between playing it as a Let's Play or playing it more on the stream side, like what I'm doing with um, Horizon Zero Dawn at the moment. I'm I'm not sure. Maybe I'll try it after Baldur's Gate, maybe not. It's a thought. I will eventually do it. That one's definitely going to be a yes. It's just a question of when. That I'm not entirely certain on.
Disco Elysium.
All right, a lot of people would probably suggest this one, and I'm sure at least one person has suggested it to me in the past. Why not try Disco Elysium? Everyone loves it. It is very story heavy. Sure, plenty of roles, but it is a basically pure story. Eh, it's the aesthetics. I'm sorry, but it just doesn't really pull me in because of the aesthetics. It's not the style that I like, and I'm just not interested in it because of it. Plus, truth be told, I've already watched a few people talk about the story and such, and even go into detail on it, explaining the whole thing and talking about the whole thing beat by beat. Not even a let's play, just a this is a story and this is everything that happens. So I know everything. And yes, I know that hasn't always stopped me before, but still, considering the type of game it is, I'm just I'm just kind of gonna say no in this case. It just doesn't interest me. Not really.
The Monkey Island series.
All right, here we're going for the old school here. Back in the time of Mist and all that. The Monkey Island games, Curse of Monkey Island, Secret of Monkey Island, all that sort of stuff. Why bring it up? Well, god dang it, the creator announced he's making a new one, so why not capitalize on the attention that that's getting and play those games for the first time? 99% first time. I remember when I was a kid playing the demo of one of them over and over and over, which I remember enjoying back then, but I never played the actual games, so I'd be going into those pretty much completely blind. That's something I might do. In that case, one of the main things holding me back is concerns about, say, copyright. You know how things are with music and copyright, with big names and the like, and that one may have been a bigger name, and I'm a little concerned that the music might end up flagged on YouTube or Twitch and might get me in trouble or something. If anyone knows if it's the kind of thing that would be completely taken down or get my channel in trouble beyond them just going, "Hey, we're monetizing it," then please tell me. If it's the kind of music that will just get flagged and monetized, that's not a big deal. I mean, that's what happened with several of my Myst games because some of the music got claimed for that. Not to mention the occasional completely random and unrelated bit of music from the various Spiderweb software games. But regardless, if it's just we're claiming the music from this, it's not a big deal. If it's something that could lead to a takedown, I'm a little concerned, and I'm not entirely certain I'd be safe from that. If anyone knows, please let me know. But these games are something I could try. If you think that's something to move to, let me know.
Tunic.
I mean, come on, guys. Why would I not? As soon as I realized that it is really an actual exploration, potentially story-based game featuring a fox, how could I not? The answer is because it happened in the middle of me playing two other games. So I am definitely going to play Tunic. It's long after people have been looking for it. There might be a few, but by now it would be me playing it for the sake of playing it and because, again, Fox. But the question here would have been when. So the question is, am I going to play it after Baldur's Gate, or am I going to play something else after Baldur's Gate and instead have it take the Horizon Zero Dawn slot? There's the question there. It will be the next one I play. The question is which slot? I'm saying this here because I probably should have mentioned a while ago, but the Baldur's Gate 2 slot I'm trying to make, I'm probably not going to use. Well, you know what? I'll save this discussion for after I list all the games. But regardless, Tunic will be done. It will be the next game. But do you want me to do it after Baldur's Gate? Or do you want me to do it after Horizon Zero Dawn? Which do you want me to do? Where shall I do it?
Elden Ring.
All right. I'm going to address this right here. Elden Ring came out. It's the biggest game of the year. Everyone is happy about it. It's probably going to win all the awards at the end of the year unless something bigger comes out. And God knows that's not going to happen. Why don't I play Elden Ring? Once again, aesthetics. In fact, I'm just going to put all of the games from FromSoft there. Elden Ring, uh, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, Bloodborne, Demon Souls. I am not playing any of them because, quite frankly, that whole gothic, dark aesthetic and the like does not appeal to me in the slightest. Add in the fact that it is a massive game and I'm a completionist. Plus, I'm not really too keen on Souls-likes and the like. I mean, I guess I can play them, but the style just doesn't interest me. I'm sorry, but all of those FromSoft games, I am not going to be playing. So to anyone who tries to tell me play Elden Ring, no. Bad. Down. Stop. I'm not doing that. And that's all of the ideas that I've had so far, or at least it comes to mind at the moment. There may be other things that had come to mind at the time or a while ago that have just escaped my mind at the moment. I actually had a list here that I wrote down so that I, would have the list of the things that I could remember. If you guys have any other suggestions, please mention them to me and talk in the comments with any other suggestions you have, as well as any suggestions or comments on the various ideas and things that I mentioned before. Which do you think I should do after Baldur's Gate 2? I will say one more thing, by the way. I probably should have mentioned this before, but I'll add this here. I'm basically doing it so I have two slots. On the one hand are, well, the stream chords, which currently I'm doing not as much interaction with chat as they are more focused on the story and the game and that sort of thing. That's what's in the Baldur's Gate 2 slot and is what's going to be filled. I'm still on the fence on whether I'm going to start using the Fly model while I'm doing those. I'm not sure whether it will distract from it. I'm not sure whether it's worth it to use it there. I don't know. Please tell me there. The other slot is going to be the Foul Stream slot, as I'm calling it. Because I am Fly, it is a Fly stream. It is the one where I am definitely using the Fly model. And we'll have more interaction with chat and the like during the Twitch streams. You may not have seen it that much because there's very rarely anyone actually there, but I do interact with the chat. In fact, there is actually one episode where I do interact with someone regularly for Horizon Zero Dawn. That's going to be, I don't know, a week and a half from now, something like that. I've got a lot recorded of Horizon Zero Dawn. Like, more than 16 episodes, 20 episodes. I got like 20 episodes of that recorded. I can miss that and not have much of a problem. In fact, I can miss 2 and not have much of a problem. And I just don't want to miss too much. I want to have at least a little bit of a backlog. But that slot, regardless, is definitely having the Fly model and interaction with chat. So, add this to one other thing I'm asking for those of you watching at the moment. Do you think I should use the Fly model for the stream chord side of things, the side that is not interacting with chat on Twitch very much and is trying to put more focus on the game and the story and that side of things? Do you think the model would distract with that? Or do you think having the model there would add a bit of consistency to the channel? And having a face on there is something that's often there with Let's Plays and the like. Do you think that helps? I personally am not sure. I don't have enough of a sample size to really say that, because I'm not going to get into the whole thing with status of the channel and all that sort of stuff. Lord knows I've gone on that long enough times. So I think I've talked long enough. I need to stop the talking. I don't know how long this video is, probably way too long. So leave the comments down below telling me what you think about the various games I've discussed and any other games you may have to suggest, or anything else on the opinions of what I've talked about here. Remember, no streams this weekend. We will be right back to the streams the weekend after. I'm actually considering trying to finish Baldur's Gate during on like next Thursday or Friday, because the friend will be gone by then and I won't be in work. So it's a possibility I may finish then, but that's also why I'm putting this video up now, because now we have 2 weeks for me to collect all your opinions and be incredibly indecisive before I actually just grab a random game and go, I'm doing this. So leave the comments below. I may as well throw it out there. Like, comment, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Throw a follow on Twitch. I guess I may as well throw the link into there. No, I don't have a Twitter because I hate that site. I don't really have anywhere else to contact me, so talk to me in comments and in chat and Twitch. I have talked enough. I need to stop this video. Fare thee well, all of ye. I am Chester44, and I shall see thee all very soon, or at least after a while, or at least maybe the next video. Ta